And all right. Well, thank you so
Cool. Yeah,
much. And it's Chris Swanson, is that correct?
correct. Yeah,
All right.
my given name is Christina.
Interesting.
Um, so,
So
but
Chris,
my family calls me that.
yes. Well, thank you for being here. Guys, please welcome Miss Swanson with the Lexington Children's Theater. And without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to her.
Awesome. Awesome. So we are all about arts education. We are all about the humanities and being there to help you as much as possible. So we'll start basically with what happens when we could bring a show to you. So we have an opportunity in Lexington, especially in Fayette County, where we can bring shows from Lexington Children's Theater that are completely professional productions to your space. And that's a very minimal charge, and there's no travel charge because you're close. We can work out where we can do maybe two in a day, where we hit one school one day or in the morning and maybe a school in the afternoon. So we can work those calendars with you. We have a lot of really cool shows coming up next season. Our tour is going to start with Stuart Little, and then we're also going to be touring The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. Our spring tour is going to be The Princess Who Lost Her Hair, which is an African folk tale written here by Jeremy Kiesling, who is our producer. And then we also are doing, what was that last show? I'll get it to you, but I'll get that show to you. They were still kind of figuring it out there at the last little minute. We've been trying to work out all the logistics because you have to have the rights to every show. um, but tour is really cool. We can bring that production to you. We cater to elementary and middle school. And so we try to stay in that. But I can tell you that all the shows are very, very exciting and they're very interesting for all ages. When you get up into that high school range, it's not as cerebral for them, but it's still entertaining and it still shows concepts that I feel like today we need more humanity, more kindness, more empathy. And that's what theater does. Our flip side of our world is we offer in-school productions. And so these are school matinee productions that happen in our space, 10 a.m. and 11:45. And then we have a Christmas production that's at the Opera House that is offered at a 10 a.m. performance and a noon performance. So we can get your schools in and get you back out and still stay in that school system day and not take too much of your time. I know busing is always a struggle. I totally understand that. And so I pitch more tour because we can come to you. And that way you don't have to worry about a bus. One of the things, because I've been with the company for about a year and a half, I'm a 25-year-old professional in the world. I've been in the world for 25 years professionally, doing my thing after college. And so one of my big aspects is when I came in, I had a lot of sales experience and I've cut things out. Like we do not put caps on how many people you bring into the room. We do not put caps on how we do our shows with you. We can be in any space pretty much. We try to adapt to libraries, gym and cafetoriums, theater spaces. We even do outdoor spaces if needed. One of the things that we've been looking at is up at Gray Line Station. There in Lexington, they have a patio area, and we've pitched multiple times to bring shows into those areas. Our other flip side of us is we offer children's education classes, theater classes, these types of things, and our education department handles that. One of the things that you may not be aware of is that we have a satellite office that is located in Round County. That satellite office is called Shooting Stars Youth Theater. They do everything that we do. They just do it in the Round County area, in the Moorhead area. But what's cool, and her name is Miss Octavia Biggs, is she has a VSA program. So she is sponsored through the Kennedy Center of the Arts for very special needs programming. So if you have children that land in that very special needs area, she and I would love to come to your school and work with your students on pitching this idea of coming in and working with you. She has all the pricing and things like that for her side of it, but the consultation is free. The meeting's free. So we would come into the classroom and we would do a few theater activities. We get to know them. They get to know us on a very small environment. That is completely free. You bring us in, we do that for you. That is not a problem at all. Then, if you think, well, we're going to do this, this would be fun. What we do is we do a week-long program. Usually it happens in the summertime, sometimes on spring breaks, fall breaks, winter, depending on what your schedules are. She brings an entire team in, and depending on your grouping, usually we have a young group and maybe a little older group. We'll split them so they only do half days with us because that's a lot. And then by the end of the week, they put on a show themselves, and we are there to help them. We have teaching artists with them the entire time. We ask for paras if paras are available, but it's an opportunity for those students that never get that chance. And it is, we do this in Boone County, Fleming County, Brown County, Carter County, Knott County, Perry County right now. And let me tell you, it is one of the best weeks of my life. I came in for a Boone County situation, and I was there with them. And it's the hardest week of my life, but it is the best week of my life. To see those students that never get the opportunity to be stars, that's what we do. We push them to be stars. We ask them to be stars. We help them be stars, whatever it takes. We want to be there for them. Our last production was an Appalachian Cinderella story called Ash Pet. We put this up. The last time we did it, we were in Perry County, and it was absolutely adorable because the gentleman who played the prince had cerebral palsy. So he was just the cutest little 14-year-old, climbing all over the place, kind of could talk a little bit, but he could get the basic words out. And then his princess was a young lady with Down syndrome, and she was absolutely precious. Now, she wasn't a princess. She wanted to be a rock star or a pop star, but that's okay. We adapt to whatever makes them feel comfortable. So we have many, many opportunities. On the other side of Shooting Stars, she also offers an educational tour group that comes out of Morehead State University, which is also equivalent or in cahoots with Lexington Children's Theater. But it's through Morehead State University. It's an educational touring program. This year she's doing a show that's female protagonist that has a Holocaust theme to it. And her pricing is in the $150 to $200 range because she also offers a drama workshop. Now, please understand this is not professionals. These are college educated students, but they are in their junior, senior years traditionally, and it's an opportunity for them to get out to you. So that's why the price is considerably different than Lexington Children's Theater, where you're asking for a professional company to come in. So my professionals right now are from all over the country. I have a young lady from Long Island, a human from Atlanta, a young lady from Chicago, and then I have a human that's out of Cincinnati. And so, like I said, we do offer all kinds of opportunities, and they are all over the place. But like I said, we do a lot of fun stuff. Right now, this semester, we are touring a brand new show called Quetzali, the Comic Book Queen versus the Albrije of Darkness, live at the high school, or that live at the cafeteria. That's it, live in the cafeteria. It's a brand new Latina show with a female protagonist. She's a superhero. She turns into a superhero. She's an origin story. It's a beautiful production. And we flip that because we run with two shows at Lexington Children's Theater with Allison in Wonderland. All of our productions, including the little company out of Morehead State, everything lands under the hour mark. So all of our shows land in under that hour mark. If you come see a show with us, it's under that hour mark. If you come bring a show to you, it's under that hour mark because we want to fit into your school schedule. And we know you have a lot going on. So we appreciate that time and that effort to share our stories with you. One of the cool things also is that we are doing another storybook this year because the mayor of Lexington last year said we're going to make March the storybook month. And so this year we're doing Go Dog Go. We are very excited. We have lots of openings for tickets for that. It is $9.50 a ticket with every 10th ticket free, and every human needs a ticket. Okay, so like teachers, paras, TAs, everybody will need a ticket, but you're going to want that ticket because it's a lot of fun, and it is super, super exciting to have 300 little ones or so in the room with you and that experience for all of them. One of the pieces that people don't think about with theater is that the students learn from the show. Don't get me wrong, that's why we do it. But they also learn from being in the room. They learn what it feels like to be part of a production and be that audience member and be in the room with maybe up to 300 little ones that are about their age. And so they work with each other, they work against each other, they work with each other. It's crazy in the room, and I love every single aspect of it. I'm the human that comes in and introduces the shows traditionally, and the first thing I do is talk about how do we act and how do we work with the theater and how do we work with our actors. And then the last thing I do is I get them to scream because everybody needs to get that tension breaker out. So let's just get it out. We're already in a new space. Already the bathrooms are different. Already we've been on a school bus. Let's get some of that tension out of the room. My background, like I said, is in professional theater. I graduated from Morehead State in 2001 with my master's degree. And then from then, I took off and I have worked in DC, New Orleans, Houston, St. Louis, Vegas, Milwaukee, just all over the place. And I've done just about every aspect of theater. And so one of the things that I feel like I bring to the room is that there's no silly questions. I'll answer anything. I will talk about anything. I'm an open book because I want them to feel comfortable in the room. So like I said, we offer a ton of opportunities for your students. I would really appreciate it if you had any questions or concerns, observations. Please don't hesitate to ask questions here, or if you feel more comfortable emailing me, because I know you have a lot on your plate. Again, my email is very simple. It's the word sales at lctonstage.org. And I'm going to drop that into the chat so everybody can get it. And yes, absolutely, go Eagles. Right, right, right. Go Eagles. Absolutely. It's important. So I'm going to put my email in the chat so you guys can ask any questions that you want. If you want to do it privately, or if you want to, just ask me a bunch of questions, that's cool too. I'm always here for you. Like I said, my excitement is having the children in the room. I bring my granddaughter, my grandsons with me constantly to the theater. They see every single show, and even at 2 years old, 8 year old, and 9 year old, they love it. They're in the room, they're excited. One of our big things that we are starting as a tradition at Lexington Children's Theater is our holiday show. This past year, we did Elf Jr. We brought over 10,000 humans into the room at the Lexington Opera House in 1 week to see our show, which was really exciting because children's theater, arts education, we need it, especially right now. And I truly think that it is life changing. I was going to share a short story and then I'll stop talking because I'll talk forever. But short story is the pandemic happened. I was living and working in Tennessee, lost my job because of the pandemic. No theater was happening. My little brother called me and said, please come home. Mom and dad need you to help take care of them. And I was like, absolutely. And I moved home and it changed my life. I met up with Miss Octavia. We started doing children's theater on a pandemic level. And I to see the students clamor after her, ask questions, do all these things. It was absolutely amazing to me. And from then on, I knew what my goal was, is to do children's theater. And because of that, I stay connected with Morehead and I live in Morehead and still work at the university as an adjunct professor, but I also work full time with Lexington Children's Theater because I want every opportunity for every single student. And so I try to work with every teacher, every group that comes in. If you need something, if I can help you out, I will do my best to find that. We've been working on trying to find grants to help with funding for students to come in and ticket pricing, but also to have busing availabilities, or maybe we can help with that. We can also look at opportunities where maybe we work with a couple schools. If you have a couple schools that are near each other, so it'd be easier to maybe walk the students from one school to the next and then have the theater troupe meet you there. That's perfectly fine. Again, I do not put a cap on the number of humans that are in the room, because I want every single human to see my show. I want every single human to experience live theater, because so many don't have that opportunity. And to go back to my story, so I was working with her, and I had a young lady who, she was 9, 8 or 9 at the time, mashed up, all the things during the pandemic. She comes in, she doesn't want to talk, she doesn't want to speak. Her mommy wants her to be in this, but she kind of wants to do it. So we work with her. We work with her that entire summer. And by the end of the summer, I'm getting her to say her lines on stage by herself without anybody helping her. Then the next year she comes in, she wants a bigger role. She wants a bigger role, Miss Chris. And that was important to me. So I made sure it happened. Now she's in middle school and she is a state speech winner for Kentucky. And I can only say that it was because she came in and we showed her voice. And that's what theater does. So we show them their voices. Like I said, BSA is very important to me. That BSA programming is very important to me. I absolutely adore it. So if you have students, especially when you're working with students, like in after school programs, these types of things, we can bring workshops to them through Shooting Stars Youth Theater and Lexington Children's Theater. I will write in Octavia's email address into the chat. She's the director of Shooting Stars Youth Theater, and she's also part of Lexington Children's Theater. We are all one big O company. And so she is there to help you as well. So if you feel comfortable talking to her, awesome. I love it. She's really cool. So stage. Um, let's see. Do we have any questions? Anything anybody's asking about pricing maybe, or opportunities? Cool, 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 cool. No worries. I'm throwing a lot at you, so I totally understand. And it's a school day, and we're supposed to get Snowmageddon again. All
It's
the things.
I
Yeah.
played trivia last night and my favorite team name was 500 Days of Winter. And I was like, yeah, that's
Yes.
about what we're feeling like.
Yeah, yeah. I have my tour is at Kent State right now, doing their first performances at Kent State, and then they're supposed to head to Somerset this afternoon. I don't think that's going to
I,
happen.
yeah,
Yeah,
doesn't look good.
yeah. No, it doesn't look good at all. Especially here in Moorhead, we're already getting flurries. It
Yeah,
kind of looks like glitter outside. It's kind of weird. So,
yeah,
um, pre or post pandemic, what are you going to do about
I
this?
know.
There's all kinds of opportunities at Lexington Children's Theater. We come to the schools quite a bit and drop off flyers for classrooms. We offer opportunities on the educational side if the students want to come in and do camps with us, these types of things. We have a great educational department. Shooting Stars is another educational department that does workshops, performance workshops, drama workshops, these types of things. My last thing that I would pitch, especially if we have the family resource officers in the room, is the concept of what we do. And again, it's through Shooting Stars, but again, Lexington Children's Theater. And what we do is called a storybook live. And so we take over a space. It could be your cafeteria, it could be your gym, it could be your baseball field, it could be the parking lot. And we help you work with a book, a children's book, a storybook. Miss Octavia will then break that storybook down into sections, like little bite-sized chunks, and she will put actors in that are all college students that have been trained in children's theater, and they will act out the book as your group walks through. So think of it like a progressive storybook or a progressive dinner, if you've ever been to one of those, where you get a bite and a bite and a bite and a bite. And by the end, you have an entire book read to you, a dance learned, and a song learned. And it's an opportunity. We've done this for 4 years now. Our biggest house was in Carter County. We were doing a book called The Little Old Lady Who Wasn't Afraid of Anything at All. It's a great Halloween production because it's not scary, it's just silliness. And the idea behind it is we had 405 students come through in 2 hours. So she sets up 8 stations and we truck them on in there and walk them through. They get an opportunity to be themselves. Of course, their parents or family or guardians or siblings can come with them. Everybody is welcome. And that pricing is extremely reasonable as she brings all the materials with her and we just set up wherever you want us to set up. And like I've said, we've done this in Carter County at Olive Hill Elementary School. Mason County has also booked us. Fleming County keeps us. Round County, of course, keeps us. Gray Line Station booked us there in Lexington. Um, the theater itself offers opportunities on the weekends for your young students. So if they're looking for something to do on the weekends or parents are looking for things to do on the weekends, we offer that. We have shows running on some weekends. We also have different theater school activities happening on the weekends. We also offer through Lexington Children's Theater where we can send a teaching artist into your classroom, and these are called residencies. We do that through Lexington Children's Theater and Shooting Stars Youth Theater. They can come in and they can work with your students. We have a young, fun, new teaching artist here in Round County and a new teaching artist in Fayette County. They are so excited. I mean, it's like a ball of beans. I can't hold them down. They're all over the place with me, and I think that is super, super, super great. But yeah, I've been talking. I should stop.
Does anybody have any questions for Chris while we have her with us?
And again, do not feel pressured. You can always email me. You can always email Miss Octavia or go to our website and check us out through the website. There are links on the website to all of our emails, all of our programming, all of our booking. Anything that happens with Lexington Children's Theater through tour or through coming to the theater and seeing a student matinee, all of those bookings and those dates are available online to you. So it's easy. You can do it. I get a ton at like middle of the night, teachers that are working late into the evening. I get a lot of opportunities where people ask questions in. That's perfectly fine. I understand completely.
And I just put that website in the chat. If anybody
Thank you.
needs it. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Like I said, we are super excited. We love arts education at Lexington Children's Theater. We've been doing this since 1939. So we've been around for a while. We've got some really fun new actors and cast members and people that are just working with us here. And so it's fun to come in and play. I think that's one of my favorite things to say is like people ask me what I do for a living, and I play pretend. I love it. It's absolutely amazing. And I love doing it with children and letting them explore and expand their brains and understand the concepts of empathy, sympathy, the ideas of helping each other, kindness, how to use kind words, and also how to be strategic with your language. My degree is in communications. My master's is in communications, and my big push is that wanting them to find their voices, even if they're nonverbal. We can still help them find their voices. They can still learn to communicate and be with us and be part of society. Um, I'll give you another little story. I was doing the BSA programming in Boone County, and this young man walked in. He was 13. He was a foot and a half taller than I am. Um, it was very embarrassing, but cool. And he was completely nonverbal. His father brought him in, completely nonverbal. He had a talker. He hated the talker. He was a wanderer. He loved to wander. Sitting still was hard. I figured out really quickly that he was humming, and he was humming songs. He just didn't know the words. And so I wrote the words down for him on a piece of paper that he kept, and I started helping him sing the songs. I am not a vocalist, I do my best. Um, and it was amazing to hear him start to try to say words and start to understand how to use that to the point that at the end of the day, his dad came in to pick him back up and came right up to me and said, "How did Christian do? We were worried about him." And I said, "Watch this." And the group and I started singing one of the camp songs that we sing, and he started participating. And to see that father just lose it. I mean, just lose it and run out to the bathroom to hide his face was amazing because that's what arts does. It gives those students an opportunity that don't think that they fit, that don't fit in anything, but we can make them fit. We can find room for them. I say that about my grandsons. I have one that is extremely sports, very sports, and I have one that is very artistic. And I always say to their dad, you know, they have to find their tribe. And sometimes my tribe was not sports in any way, shape, or form. I am super clumsy. Um, but it's an opportunity for them. So please, please be thinking about us. Again, we have been around forever. I am here to help. I'm here to answer any questions. We have lots of different opportunities Lexington Children's Theater can do for you and work with you. And we can do that from all the way to the little tiny ones, you know, those kindergarten, little teeny tiny ones, all the way up to high school students and beyond. So please don't think that we are not here for you. We do have a stigma of saying it's children's theater, but it's still professional. Everybody that works at the theater is professional, that has a professional resume, and we put on a professional quality show. I can't count how many times I've had parents come in and say, "This is not what we were expecting." Wow, and I'm like, "Yes," because it's different and it's exciting, and a lot of parents don't understand it. We also offer an opportunity. The last thing I can think of is we do what's called pay what you will performances. We do one for every single show, and you can literally pay what you will, whatever you feel comfortable paying for. So if you call the box office, make a reservation. I just had a young lady made a reservation for 10 tickets for our next pay what you will performance, and she said, I want to talk to you when I get to the theater. And so she came to the theater. I was right there with her. And she said, I only have $10. That's it. I have 10 tickets and I only have $10. Well, great. Fabulous. Let's use $10. Let's do it. How about five? Whatever is comfortable for you. Did you pay for parking? Have you eaten today? These are the words I worry about. So please be thinking about it. We're here for you. Like I said, I'm here. My email is in the chat. Miss Octavia's email is in the chat. The website is in the chat. You can get to us in any way, shape, or form. We are also on social media. You can find us on social media. We do a little sneak clips for all of our productions. And so you can find us on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and all the things. And you can see maybe a little hint of what's happening. We are theater, so we like to hold the secrets back. We don't want to give away all the magic quite yet. But please come see us, and we are always there to answer questions. So don't hesitate. There are no dumb questions. No way. Not in my world.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
And
I love
guys, just
this.
as an FYI, Lexington Children's Theater is an established vendor with Fayette County Public Schools. So if you wanted to pursue programming, that is already set up.
Absolutely. We are completely vetted. Every single person,
Yes.
all of Lexington Children's Theater, Shooting Stars Youth Theater, everybody is vetted. We are all ready to work for you.
Thank you. It was so great to meet you. I appreciate it.
Thank you guys. I appreciate you. And like I said, my name's Chris Swanson. You need anything, I'm here for you.
Have a good one. Stay safe.
Thanks. You too. Enjoy
Bye.
your snow.
Yeah. Thank you.